Hello. So a little bit about my organization. I joined Sachhi Saheli 10 months back, and it has been a wonderful journey until now. So Sachhi Saheli basically is a Delhi-based NGO, and we have been working on ground for the past 4 years now. We mostly try to promote menstrual hygiene, not only in and around Delhi, but all over India. We have worked in areas like Daman and Diu, Dadra and Nagar Haveli. Currently we are working in Hisar too. So yes, I have my team on board now. We have Dr. Surbhi. She is a gynecologist, founder and president of Sachhi Saheli. And we have Rikita ma'am here. She's my senior. Yes. So are you guys ready? Can we start, please? We have, Niche, if you see, we have a reaction button where we have two emojis. We have a thumbs up and a clap sign. If you guys are ready to start, please raise a thumbs up so that I also get to know that you people are ready and we can start. Okay, so let's start. So we are here to talk about periods, menstruation. You know, when I did not join Sachhi Saheli, even I did not know that 28th May, all over the world, it is celebrated as Menstrual Hygiene Day. So why 28th May? So basically, our menstrual cycle is of 28 days, hence 28, and then mostly women bleed for 5 days a month. It varies from people to person to person, but normally women bleed for 5 days a month. Hence 28, the significance behind keeping 28th May as the menstrual hygiene day. So I'll be sharing my screen. I'll be speaking with the help of a PPT. So yes.
Shanaz, please mute yourself.
Yes, so we are ready to go. Yes. Let's understand periods and puberty with Sachhi Saheli. So let me take you guys back to your childhood. What is puberty actually? Do you guys know what is puberty? So puberty is when a child matures sexually. There are various physical, psychological, emotional changes that takes place when a girl or a boy enters puberty. So coming to the first slide, what are the changes that a girl undergoes during puberty? In girls, the changes starts taking place between 9 to 16 years of age, and they last till 17 to 18 years of age. And now about the changes that takes place when a girl enters puberty. So these are the changes. Suddenly height starts increasing, breast starts developing, there is growth of pubic hair, and hair starts developing under the armpits, and pimples also starts growing around our face. Coming to the next slide. So for boys, these changes starts taking place a little late, since I have a lot of friends who are boys too. So it is very important when we are speaking about girls, it is very important to address the changes that takes place in boys too. So for boys, this changes takes place between 11 to 18 years of age. And this changes basically includes growth of facial hair, like mustache starts developing around guys' faces. Boys starts growing taller. They also start developing pimple. There's growth of pubic hair around their genitals, underarm hair. You know, I have also seen my friends' boys, they start becoming husky. Boys also have wet dreams and ejaculation. So I'll be describing about the changes that takes place in boys, like ejaculation, erection, and emission later. But firstly, we'll be speaking about menstruation today. So menstruation is in India, it is still a taboo topic. There is a culture of shame, silence surrounding it, and we do not talk about menstruation, we do not talk about periods, we do not like talking around these issues. But I guess we are in the 21st century and it is high time for us to address the changes. Just a second, I have a few participants, I'll just let them in. Yes, okay. So sorry, guys. Is it going okay? Am I going too fast or too slow? Please let me know. If you guys have any doubts or queries, please let me know in the comment box, in the chat box. Yes, just a second. Two more participants are here. So, starting with menstruation, how many of you, how many people were before having their first period? Were you guys aware of the fact that periods will take place? You know, what happens is that mostly we see blood stains on our panties and we are like, oh shit, what happened? Maybe I'm having cancer, maybe mujhe kuch ho gaya hai. इसलिए मैं मतलब because parents do not talk to their children about menstruation, they do not share such information. So what happens is that when a girl first have her menstruation or periods, they are very worried. They do not know what is happening around them. You know, most of us, I guess, yes, I guess the boys, they feel very lucky. We feel boys are very lucky, you know, because they do not have periods, but we do. So many of us, we do not like having periods, right? It is such an irritating thing. Every month we have to undergo such a painful process. It must be stopped, right? But still, we girls do not want it to get stopped. How many of you guys are ready to stop your periods? Can you just let me know through the emojis? So many of us do not like having periods. Still we keep having it. What would happen if we stop getting our periods? Nobody likes having it. Still nobody wants it to get stopped, because if we stop having our periods, if all the girls one day decide that no, we'll not have our period from the next day, then what will happen? We know nobody would get pregnant, generations won't prosper, everything would be over, and there would be no humans, you know. We'll see dinosaurs, like, you know, dinosaurs have become extinct and we can only see them in ruins, or we can only see them in museums. We just cannot see them anywhere, right? So if all the girls everywhere decides that we will not have our periods from now, then I guess our fate will be like that of a dinosaur, will become extinct and endangered one day, right? We can only find dinosaurs in ruins now. If girls stop having their periods, if we stop giving birth to babies, one day the same thing will happen to us too. Every girl starting from Katrina Kaif, Kareena Kapoor, Indira Gandhi, PV Sindhu, everyone, whether they like it or not, everyone has period and nobody can get rid of it, right? But you know, there is a culture of silence and shame that is surrounding menstruation, and we do not like talking about it. We are like, shh, kisi ko pata na chal jaye. When we are on our period, we do not like anybody that we, and nobody should know, right? We are on our periods, like, shh, kisi ko pata na chal jaye. Soon after, what happens, you know, soon after we get our first period, it's like a ghost sitting on our shoulder and saying that nobody should know, please be silent, please be quiet, please be quiet. Still, we do not like talking about it. But you know what? Knowledge makes us independent. It gives us confidence to face the world around us. So I'll be sharing a few facts about menstruation, which are very important to know. These are facts I guess every one of us know, but we tend to overlook these facts. That is why I'll just do a quick revision with you guys, so that you people can know about these basic facts. Yes. So, what is the right age to start a period? Sorry. So what is the right age for the first period to take place? It's between 9 years to 16 years of age. If your child or if a girl gets her first period before her 9th birthday, or if somebody gets her period after her 16th birthday, then I guess it is very important to go and see a doctor, because the right age for the first period to take place is between 9 to 16 years of age. Yes. So have you guys ever wondered why is menstruation known as, why is it called period? I guess you guys must be very aware of the fact that in school we had periods, maths period, science period, English period, and these periods used to last for 30 to 45 minutes. So in the same way, our menstrual cycle, they last for, I guess, menstrual cycle, it occurs after a certain interval of time. That is why it is known as period. That is why menstruation is also called period. Just a second, a few of my friends, they are not being able to enter the meeting. Just a second, I'll just check once.
You can make me the host, Debangana, if you want to, and you can explain this slide, and I'll give you the host back if you want.
Okay. I'm making you the host.
Okay.
Am I connecting to you guys? Is it going okay? Please let me know. Thank you.
I've made you back the host. Now you can carry on.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So yes, resuming back again. So what is the normal duration for a menstrual cycle to reoccur? So if any time our periods reoccur between 21 to 35 days, it is considered as a normal menstrual cycle. So here, as we can see, if our period took place in the month of January on the 2nd of January, and the next it took place on the 22nd of January, then it is considered totally and absolutely normal, because the cycle here is of 21 days. For some people, they might think that, oh my god, it is abnormal because I had my period twice a month, but it is nothing abnormal, because here the gap is of 21 days. But sometimes what happens, when you get your period for the very first time, up till 1 year or so, mostly the periods are irregular. You might get your period twice a year, you might get your period twice a month, or sometimes you can even get it after 1 month, and it's totally normal. In fact, in the beginning, the menstrual cycle, it can even extend up to 45 days, and it's totally okay and totally normal, nothing to worry about. Yes. So, a lot of apps have come up in the market now. We mostly keep a track of our period with the help of the apps coming up, but we do not need to. It's quite easy how to calculate your cycle. You just have to calculate the time duration between day one of two periods. That is how you calculate your menstrual cycle. The day one between two periods. For example, see, in the month of April, I had my period on the 2nd, and then next time I had my period on the 25th of April. That is how you calculate. That is the time duration between day one of two period. It's quite easy. I think you guys will be able to do it now, right? We do not need any apps for this. So see, here the menstrual cycle is of 34 days. What happened, you know, in the month of April, for example, I had my period on the 28th of April, and next in the month of June, I had my period on the 1st of June. So here the menstrual cycle is of 34 days. Nothing to worry about. In the month of May, I did not have my period, but the cycle here is normal. So it's absolutely and totally normal. Can we proceed? Yes. Are you guys getting bored? If yes, please let me know. So, normally, for how many days bleeding should occur in a period? See, basically, it differs from people to people, but generally, what happens, you know, mostly we bleed for mostly we bleed for 8 days, and gradually the bleeding should decrease, you know, in the first, second, and third day. Even me, in the second and third day, I bleed a lot, but gradually it should come down. And if your bleeding exceeds 8 days, then you should go see a doctor. Then you know, it is considered to be alarming. It is very important for you, because if you bleed too much also, it's not good. Therefore you should go see a doctor. If the bleeding, as that is what I was saying, if the bleeding does not decrease after the 4th day, it is very important for you to go see a doctor. When is bleeding considered as abnormal or alarming? Sometimes what happens, you know, we just put a sanitary napkin and it gets wet just after 1 hour or so. The pad gets soaked in an hour, and it's accompanied by various blood stains, tissues, clotting of blood, basically what we say. So then what happens is that is an alarming sign. Then it is very important for you to go see a doctor, because that is alarming. If you are losing too much of blood, then that is required. Coming to the next slide. Yes, so I personally used to think that we lose a lot of blood, like humongous amount of blood when we are on our period, but actually no, you know, normally we lose 30 to 50 millimeter of blood when we are on our period. Like in one menstrual cycle, we lose, you know, see, less than a mug of blood we lose, and we think we lose so much of blood. But if we lose more than 80 millimeter of blood, it is very important for us to go see a doctor, because then that is considered to be alarming. How do you calculate the amount of blood loss in a menstrual cycle? It's very simple, you know. I know we do not feel like doing it, so it's okay, but you should know, you know, how you should calculate the amount of blood. Is just that one spoonful is 5 millimeter of blood. So you can just take a pad and take a bowl of water and just soak it in water, and just after your whole pad is wet with water, you can just squeeze it. Like 1 teaspoon is equal to 5 millimeter of blood. That is how you can calculate the amount of blood that you lost during your period. Just a second, I'm just letting people in. Yes, I will be resuming. Yes, just a second, sorry. Yes, so the most important question, why does period take place? So I'll be explaining to you in a layman's term, why do period take place? You see, female body is quite different from the male body. You guys must be very aware of the fact that yes, female body is very different from the male body. So what happens is that we have uterus, we have 2 ovaries, we have fallopian tubes. This is the uterus, this is the opening through which our baby or period blood comes out. So what happens is that when we enter puberty, the hormones, they start sending messages to the brain to release the eggs. You know, eggs, you know, ovaries have eggs. I guess all of you are very much aware of the fact that ovaries produce eggs. You people, I do not need to explain you guys, right? So what happens is that every month or so, the uterus has a lining, right? So it gets thicker to prepare for a fertilized egg if the woman becomes pregnant, like if the sperm enters it. But if there is no intercourse, if the sperm does not enter, if the egg does not get fertilized, then what happens is that that lining is released from the blood as blood through the vagina. That is the menstrual cycle. That is how every month period blood comes out, and that is known as periods. So yes, so I'll be showing you guys a very short video of why periods take place. It's a very interesting video.
So let's see. This check? Preparing yourself for the end of the world? What? No! I'm getting myself ready. You know, for that time of the month. One of the physical changes of puberty that a person with a uterus will experience is getting their period as part of what's called the menstrual cycle. This normally happens between the ages of 8 and 13, and for some people, even older. Everyone goes through puberty at the time that's right for their body. Once a person reaches puberty, those with a uterus prepare for the possibility of eventually making a baby. Once a month, one of your 2 ovaries releases a small egg or ovum into the fallopian tubes. The uterus then begins to grow an extra lining in case the egg becomes fertilized with a sperm. When no sperm is there to meet the egg continues to travel down the fallopian tubes and signifies to the uterus that the person is not pregnant and the extra lining isn't necessary. The uterus then expels the lining, which looks like blood, through the vagina. This is called menstruation, or getting your period. Menstruation generally... Okay, so let's see.
So yes, are you guys clear why menstruation or periods take place? I guess the video made it clear. It's a very cute and a short video. Yes. So sorry. We are just learning Zoom, so I am very much technologically handicapped. So please bear with me, guys. Yes. So sorry, just a second. So most of us, we know, we consider the period blood is impure, but it is nothing impure. It's the most purest form of blood because it is through this blood that we human beings are born. It is because of the blood that every one of us is on the universe or we are here. It's because of the period blood, and it is nothing to be called impure because it's just a mixture of blood and uterine tissue and nothing else. So yes, is it going okay for you guys? Please let me know if you have any doubts or queries. Dr. Surabhi will be addressing at the end of the session. So if you guys have any doubts or questions, we can take that later on. So yes. Have you guys seen any rope hanging from the sky? No, right? Everyone comes to the earth through his or her mother's womb. Now the next very important question that needs to be addressed is, why are periods painful? You know, it pains a lot. During my second and the third day too, I get cramps. It's really bad. It's very bad. So what happens is that the uterus, it contracts to squeeze blood, that is shed blood along with the out of the body. So that is why what happens is that pain takes place in the lower abdomen, and that is why we experience cramps during our period, and they are very painful. Yes, I know personally they are very, very painful. So what happens is that when you have cramps, it is very important to take a medicine. You can definitely take a painkiller, and you can go see a doctor if you feel pains too much, and you can also use a hot water bag. It can give you some form of some kind of relief. If immediately you want to do something, you need to do something, then you can definitely use a hot water bag. It can give you some sense of or some form of relief. And coming to the next slide, yes, it is very important to have a healthy diet while you are on your period. We should have the right amount of proteins, minerals, carbohydrates, everything. We should have the right amount of food. Yes, I know while we are on our period, we have craving for certain kind of food. We feel like having chocolates. We feel like having all the kind of junks. Yes, we can have those things, but it is also very important because we are losing blood. it is also very important to take the right amount of minerals and nutrition. And we can also do light exercises or yoga while we are on our period. It keeps our mind also cool, and it gives our bodies some kind of strength. And these are all misconceptions and myths, you know, when people say that we should not do exercise, we should not lift a bucket, or we should not do anything. There is nothing as such. While we are on our period, we can just be on the regular routine. Yes. So sorry, just a second. Yes. Just a second, so sorry. Yes. So, yes. Can medicines be taken for pain during periods? Yes, definitely. If it is paining too much, you can definitely go see a doctor. It is very important. If it is paining for so much, why take a headache, right? You can definitely go see a doctor. The very common medicines are Spasmodart. We can also take Maftel Spas while we are on our period if it is paining too much. And see, the silence and shame around periods have not stopped these girls from achieving their dreams. Like, see, and it should also not stop us from achieving our dreams. It is very important to have a healthy diet and to be all okay on normal, because menstruation is just a normal biological process, and it is nothing to be ashamed of or nothing to be worried about. Yes. I guess all of you must be very aware of the fact that we have white discharge. White discharge is also called leukorrhea, and we see white discharge or leukorrhea matlab, on our panties before or after period, right after we enter puberty. So it's nothing to be very much worried about. White discharge is not always a sign of illness. It's basically a fluid that comes out of the vagina and the cervix, and it helps our body to fight certain kinds of infections. So, when is it alarming? When we should go see a doctor? What happens, you know, sometimes we have itching, burning sensation around our vagina. There is a foul smell, and there is a change in the color of white discharge from watery color. It's basically watery white color to brown, green, or pink. Then it is very alarming and important. Then it is very important for you to go see a doctor. During summertime or while we are on our period, you know what happens is that there are rashes that takes place between the inner thighs. During periods, there's some form of wetness that causes these rashes, and the best way to deal with it is, I would say, it is very important for you to keep yourself clean and use a dry and a cotton panty. Always use a clean pad, clean sanitary napkin. It is very important always to use a dry and a clean panty. These are the basics, you know. So, how to maintain hygiene during menstruation? Is it going okay? Yes. So, how to maintain hygiene during periods? We can always use a clean cloth or a clean panty pad. That is very important. The first and the foremost thing. Everything should be neat and clean. We should change our pad after every 4 to 6 hours. What happens is that, you know, when we go out to work, when we go to office, or when we are going out, we go to school, then what happens is that we do not get time to change our sanitary napkins. But this is a very basic thing, because mostly we use pads made of stay free or whisper. It's made of plastic, right? Some proportion of it is made of plastic. So it is very important for you to change your sanitary napkin after every 4 to 6 hours. And after that, it is very important to wrap it in a piece of paper or a paper bag, and then only dispose it. As there are people who even uses cloth. Some people, they do not use sanitary napkins, and for them too, after using your pad, you should make them wash it properly and dry it in the sun, and then only you can use it in the next time or the next day. Some people, they are not able to enter the meeting. It's okay. So, yes. So, we have a Sachhi Saheli initiative here. We have a 5P pouch. So, 5P pouch is very essential and it keeps you period ready. So, 5P pouch, because we have 5 essential things here. First is the paper soap. We have a paper soap, and then we have a paper, bag. We have a paper bag. We have a sanitary napkin. We have a paper. We have a piece of paper, and then we have a panty. So that what you can do is that after using your pad, if it has become very dirty or if it's totally used, you can just wrap it around with a piece of paper, and then you can dispose it. If you're wearing a panty, suppose, and it got wet because of period, then you can just exchange it and use the other panty, and then you can just keep it in the paper bag. So it's very important, it's very handy. This is my 5P pouch. I urge each and every one of you to please keep a 5P pouch. It will keep your period ready. And then you can keep other things also. If you are using, like some people, they prefer using tampons, and some people, they use menstrual cups. So it's up to you, up to your convenience. You can use it, and you can keep things that you need. It will keep you period ready every time, because otherwise what happens is that sometimes we have to just run around in school. We have to go, oh shit, I do not have a pad, I have to go and get sanitary napkin. That is why it's very important to keep yourself period ready and always keep a 5P pouch with you. So these are the various period products that have come up in the market. Like we have reusable cloth pad, and I personally use reusable cloth pad, and they are such a relief. You just have to use the pad for some time, for however long you want to use it, and then you just have to wash it using warm water, and you can just put a little bit of Dettol in it, and then you can wash it, and then you can keep it under the sunlight so that it gets dry. Various other products, we have a tampon, we have menstrual cups. These are new products which have come up in the market, and these are totally user friendly. If you guys want us to explain these things properly, after this session, Rikita ma'am will be explaining about these products briefly. If you guys want to know more about it, yes. See, these are the products. Most of you guys already know about it, right? Yes. So, since I come from the Northeast, there are a lot of taboos, myths, misconceptions around menstruation. You should not go out while you are on your period. You should not enter the kitchen. You should not take bath. You should not wash your hair and whatnot. You should not touch pickle. Lots and lots of don'ts. You should not do this. You should not do this. You should not do this. But these are just misconceptions and myths. With time, I guess it is very important to keep ourselves updated, with things, and it's very important to move forward in life, right? So I'll just try to debunk a few myths. Previously, what used to happen is people did not, early women, they did not have stitch cloth, or they did not have any sanitary products to cover themselves or to protect themselves. So wherever they used to go, if they are moving somewhere, if they're going to the temple, if they're going to the kitchen, if they're going anywhere, if they're going to take a shower, because pehle ke time mein people did not have separate bathrooms. So they used to go to the pond to take bath. So what happens is that since they did not have any sanitary products or stitched clothes to protect themselves, so the period blood used to fall everywhere. And as we know, period blood has all the amount of minerals, nutrition. So what happens is that insects, when the blood is falling on the ground, or the blood is there on the ground for a longer period of time, it becomes a source of infection because flies starts running around it. So that is why in the earlier times it was advised that women should not go out in period, because it causes infection if they're entering the kitchen, suppose, and there is period blood falling everywhere. So they were advised to just keep themselves, to stay at home, so that they are safe and there is no any infection causing. But now, we are in the 21st century and we have all the things that we need. Technology, thank God, thank to technology, whoever we can thank. We have all the products in the market. So that is why we can be period ready now. And there is And this is the time, I guess, that we should do away with such kind of myths. Yes, we are not allowed to enter kitchen. We are not allowed to cook food. We are not allowed to do heavy exercises while we are on our period. But no, it's high time for us to debunk these myths and start talking about it and treat it as a normal, just a normal biological process. So yes, it's very important to use clean and dry products. Like I have said before, it is very important, and there is nothing to be ashamed of. Every one of us use undergarments. So after you are done using it, you should just wash it properly and keep it under the sun so that there is no any infection or there is no any germs. And always remember to keep a 5p pouch with you. Dry and clean is the key to have a safe and a happy period every month. So now coming to boys, since I have a lot of friends who are boys too, and it is very important for us to address the changes taking place in boys too. So the first change that takes place is erection. So sometimes what happens is that a certain amount of a sudden rush of blood, it causes the penis to rise up suddenly. So this is known as erection. But you know, our parents or whoever, we tend to get scared. Oh my God, I am having erection. This is something very abnormal. You know, the parents even come to our mom. She's a gynecologist. Like they have certain amount of doubts. Like, oh my God, maybe he's watching something, or maybe he's sexually very active. That is why he is having erection every now and then. But no, for a teenager, it's very common, and it is nothing to worry about. It's a normal process. Then coming to emission. Sometimes what happens is that while peeing, boys can see a certain amount of semen coming out with their urine. This is known as emission. And it's totally cool and totally normal, totally okay. But it becomes alarming if the leak is too much, and if too much emission is happening, and if it is smelling like, if it is having a foul smell, then it is very important for you to go and see a doctor. Then it is considered to be alarming. So I'll show you guys a short video about wet dreams that guys have.
Over here. Hey, how's it going? I'm a dream. I take on a lot of forms, but trust me, we've met before. There are all sorts of dreams. Flying dreams, dreams where you're a famous pop singer, dreams where you're trying to run, but you can't get anywhere. You know that one, right? I don't want to brag, but we're basically a dream team. And now that you're hitting puberty, you might meet a new kind of dream, a wet dream. Oh, not that kind of wet dream. Get out of here, Ollie. Sometimes a scary dream can get your heart racing. But a wet dream affects other body parts. If you have a penis, you might ejaculate semen. It's called a nocturnal emission. In other words, whitish fluid might come from your penis during the night. And if you have a vulva, your vagina might get wet and lubricated, which means slippery. A wet dream might be about something of a sexual nature, or you might not even remember what you dreamed about, except that it felt good. Not everyone has wet dreams, but a lot of people do. They may happen often, or just sometimes. It's all totally normal. You might wake up wondering what the heck happened. Relax, you didn't pee your bed, it's only semen. Just bundle up your sheets and toss those underwear in the laundry. Remember, you can't control your dreams. I do what I want. So, you definitely should not feel guilty or embarrassed about having a wet dream. Wet dreams are a natural part of development and a normal part of growing up. So dream on, kid. And now, I pass the floor to my good friend, Daydream. Take it away, Dee Dee. The daytime is all yours.
So yes, it's totally and it's absolutely normal to have wet dreams, right? So here I come to the end of the presentation, and I would like to end with our Sachhi Saheli slogan. That is, hum bolenge, muh kholenge, tabhi zamana badlega. It is very important for us to speak up. If we do not start talking about these issues, who will address these issues? And it is very important for us to address these concerns now. Yes. So thank you, everyone. So if you guys have any doubts or queries, Dr. Surbhi will be addressing them. Please let us know. You can just unmute yourselves now and let us know how you felt about this session. You can just use the chat box, or yes. Any question, guys?
I think you should stop sharing this screen now.
Yes. So sorry.
You can also give us your comments, etc. It will really help us, encourage us also.
सबसे ऊपर stop sharing होगा सबसे ऊपर, just on the top of the और ऊपर. Yeah.
Yes.
It's good to
If
see.
you guys have any doubts, questions, queries, please, Dr. Surbi is here. You can definitely.
Achha, we can just clap for her. So it was a wonderful session. Just show a clap to her. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good, good. Thank you.
Superb explanation.
Yeah.
How do we clap from a phone?
You clap using the
I can't find the clap button. I'm just going to clap SA. Too good. Thank you, Debangana.
Thank you, ma'am.
maybe you can tell us something about PMS.
Yeah. Should I?
Yes, I guess it is very important. PMS, PCOD, PCOS.
If someone want to ask, then I can tell, or you can also tell about these things. You guys want to know about PMS? Just raise your thumb. If you
want to know about PMS, please raise your thumb.
like, if you want to know about the PMS, okay. So PMS is nothing to worry about. It is just a hormonal changes. Sabki body, the body is different. We are different from one another. So the hormones affect differently to our body. Like some may have mood changes, some may have abdominal cramps, some may have breast pain in the breast, some may have pain in calf, and some may have different desire to eat something, craving for something, like mood disorders. Anything that can happen. This can happen to you. Nothing to be worried about. It's just normal, and symptomatic treatment is sufficient. Like if you want to eat something, you can take. मुझे लगता है इससे इम्पोर्टेंट ये है कि जो आपके नियर बाय लोग हैं वो आपको केयर करें, एंड दे अंडरस्टैंड दैट दिस इज द पीरियड, इट इज नॉट इन योर कंट्रोल, that you don't have a button to stop, like I don't want PMS and you can stop this. This is my body and it doesn't work according to me every time. So this is the time to maintain your balance. Like I can overcome this. If you have problem like in day-to-day work, then you can see the doctor and consult the doctor. Sometimes it may require consultation and medicines also, but most of the time my body usually adapt according as the age advances, that these things my body usually adapt. And don't worry anything, but nothing to be worried about the PMS. If you have any symptom, you can write in the chat box. I can answer. Maybe I'm not knowing the symptoms everybody is having. Like some may have pukish feelings, some may have vomiting, some may have fever. In any case, you can take medicine. It is perfectly normal to take medicine in any case if you have something. And anything you ask, you can write in the chat box.
Any doubts, any queries, please you can write in the chat box. Or you can just unmute yourselves.
Or you can unmute yourself. Yeah.
Unmute yourself and
It will be better if you give your feedback by unmuting yourself. It will be a great help for Debangana to improve herself more. But as such, she is very good. But your feedback will be very informative for and encouraging for her.
Ma'am, can I?
Yeah, please.
yes.
Yeah, first of all, ma'am, thank you so much for this session. It was indeed a very helpful and very informative one. Ma'am, again, now I have a question regarding my own periods. Actually, ma'am, what happens is that sometimes after I miss my period sometimes like for 2 or 3 months, and then when I get my period in the third month, it goes on for like 10 days and with the same flow.
Yeah, it may happen because it is just a hormonal. It is a hormonal problem. It is just most of the time it is diagnosed as PCODs. PCOD, polycystic ovarian disease. But एक symptom पे we can't say that it is PCOD. We have to have some have ultrasound or the hormonal checkups also. It happens because most important reason for having this is stress. It is mostly stress related because our hormones are regulated by our brain, and if a brain is over engaged, then it may cause destruction in destruction of the hormone and disturbance in the hormone, and cause this PCOD. So you should सबसे पहले आपको मेडिटेशन एंड कंट्रोल योर ब्रेन एंड स्ट्रेस फ्री आपको रहना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, बिकॉज अभी की जो लाइफस्टाइल है इट इज वेरी स्ट्रेसफुल. मतलब इवन नर्सरी के बच्चे को भी टेंशन है कि कल मेरी क्लास होने वाली है तो मुझे कल ये होमवर्क कंप्लीट करना है, अंकल आएंगे तो मुझे कैसे विश करना है. मतलब हर बच्चे को यहाँ छोटे से लेके बड़े तो इतना ज्यादा स्ट्रेस है. तो हमें सबसे पहले स्ट्रेस अपने आप को रिलीव करना आना चाहिए, बिकॉज पहले पीसीओडी इतना नहीं कॉमन था, बिकॉज इतना स्ट्रेस नहीं था लाइफ में. अभी स्ट्रेस बहुत है, तो हमें सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट रीजन ऑफ हैविंग पीसीओडी इज स्ट्रेस. तो स्ट्रेस को रिलीव करना चाहिए. अगर 2-3 टाइम्स ऐसा हो रहा है कि आपके 3-4 मंथ्स ओवर हो जाते हैं, देन यू ब्लीड फॉर 10 days or 5 days, then you should take advice from doctor. There are some hormonal treatment which can be given to the PCOD in the starting phase. It is very easy to control by 3 or 6 month cycle. We can normalize your period by giving, because इसमें थोड़ा सा hormonal imbalance होता है, तो जो भी hormone कम होता है उसे हम outside sources से उसको हम देते हैं through pills. अगर वो हार्मोन हम बैलेंस कर देते हैं एंड आफ्टर 2 to 6 साइकिल वो ब्रेन उसको नॉर्मलाइज कर देता है आफ्टर सीइंग दैट इफेक्ट. तो आप अपने डॉक्टर से कंसल्ट करके इसको ठीक कर सकते हैं. डोंट वरी अबाउट दिस. इफ इट इज ओनली वंस इट हैपन तो डरने की कोई बात नहीं है, बट इट्स हैपनिंग एवरी टाइम, देन यू शुड कंसल्ट अ डॉक्टर.
I think there are more questions. One is losing appetite normal during menstruation?
या इट कैन हैपन बिकॉज थोड़ा ब्लोटिंग फीलिंग होती है, ब्लॉटेड सा फील करते हैं कार्बोहाइड्रेट की वजह से. ऐसा लगता है कि पेट एकदम भरा है, कुछ खाना नहीं है, खाएंगे तो नॉजिया लगने लगता है. तो इट इज नॉर्मल टू हैव दिस टाइप ऑफ डाइजेस्टिव प्रॉब्लम ड्यूरिंग पीरियड्स इन स्टार्टिंग फर्स्ट और सेकंड डे. इट मे हैपन.
And is it okay to have cramps 3-4 days before periods?
Yeah, it happens 3-4 days before, because membrane जब तक, जैसे अभी देबांगना told कि uterus squeeze itself to remove this membrane and blood, so it starts squeezing itself. Then the abdominal muscles और back muscles start supporting this uterus. तो ये दोनों muscles जब में cramps होते हैं तो उसकी वजह से we feel lower backache and abdominal pain 2 to 3 days और sometimes 3 to 4 days before the periods. इसमें थोड़ा सा ना वाटर रिटेंशन जैसा एक हैवी हैवी सी फीलिंग आने लगती है बिकॉज ऑफ प्रोजेस्टेरॉन. लास्ट फेज में जो प्रोजेस्टेरॉन होता है उसकी वजह से थोड़ी फीलिंग आती है इस तरह की. तो लगेगा कि बॉडी बहुत हैवी हो गई है, बहुत ब्लोटिंग फील करते हैं, और ऐसा लगेगा कि हर जगह मतलब बहुत डिस्कम्फर्ट है, एब्डोमिनल डिस्कम्फर्ट है. दिस इज नॉर्मल टू बी दिस टाइप ऑफ फीलिंग. नॉर्मल तो नहीं बोलूंगी क्योंकि जिसको सहन करना पड़ता है उसके लिए तो बहुत एबनॉर्मल है, बट ये कोई प्रॉब्लम ऐसे कोई डिजीज नहीं है. ये हार्मोनल चेंजेस हैं जो आपकी बॉडी में हो रहे हैं, उसकी आपकी बॉडी उसको कैसे रिएक्ट करती है. तो इट अपीयर्स एंड सिम्टम्स उस तरह से आपको अपीयर हो जाते हैं उसके.
Endometriosis. Is there any way to regulate endometriosis pain? And then can you tell us something about PCOD?
एंडोमेट्रियोटिक पेन क्या होता है कि दिस मेम्ब्रेन, इफ दिस मेम्ब्रेन जो यूट्राइन मेम्ब्रेन है एंडोमेट्रियम, it get implanted anywhere outside the uterus, like in the tube, in the ovary, or anywhere in the body. Like when uterus starts squeezing तो कुछ चीजें बैक फ्लो कर जाती हैं, और कभी कभी ये यूट्राइन जो एब्डोमिनल ये यूट्राइन मेम्ब्रेन है कहीं भी और इम्प्लांट हो जाती है outside uterus. When and the hormonal effect remain the same as in the uterus. When the hormone changes, the implanted membrane outside the uterus start behaving like as the uterus, और वहाँ पे भी ब्लीडिंग स्टार्ट हो जाती है. तो समटाइम क्या होता है, जैसे अगर ये ओवरी में चली जाती है तो वहाँ पे ब्लीड हो, ये मेम्ब्रेन जहाँ भी होती है वहाँ ब्लीड करती है. एंड व्हेन ब्लीडिंग स्टार्टेड तो समटाइम क्या होता है, धीरे धीरे ओवरी के अंदर ब्लड कलेक्ट होना शुरू हो जाता है, जिसको लेटर स्टेज में जब डायग्नोज होता है तो वी से इट एज चॉकलेट सिस्ट और समवेयर एल्स. तो क्योंकि वहां पे उसके लिए कोई प्रोग्रामिंग नहीं है, कोई एक्सेप्टेंस नहीं है, अनयूजुअल इम्प्लांटेशन ऑफ एंडोमेट्रियल मेम्ब्रेन है, तो उसकी वजह से बॉडी उसको डिस्कार्ड करने की कोशिश करती है, जिसकी वजह से हमें बहुत सारा पेन और डिस्कम्फर्ट फील होता है. अगर किसी क्लोज स्पेस में धीरे धीरे ब्लड इकट्ठा होना हो तो स्ट्रेचिंग होगी, और स्ट्रेचिंग की वजह से वो पेन हर बार होगा. तो एवरी टाइम लाइक व्हेन आई डू सिजेरियन, तो सिजेरियन के बस स्कार में वो एंडोमेट्रियल मेम्ब्रेन इम्प्लांट हो जाती है. और क्या होता है कि जब भी ब्लीडिंग होती है एवरी मंथ, उसमें वो छोटा सा जो एंडोमेट्रियल टिश्यू होता है वो भी ब्लीड करता है. और आफ्टर सम टाइम, ईयर्स एंड आफ्टर, वी सी अ स्मॉल कलेक्शन ऑफ ब्लड इन द स्कार टिश्यू इन द ओवरी, एनीवेयर वी कैन फाइंड दिस. तो जब भी ये स्ट्रेचिंग होती है तो स्टार्टिंग में तो पता नहीं चलता, बहुत मिनिमल अमाउंट ऑफ ब्लड होता है. धीरे धीरे ये ब्लड अगर बढ़ने लगता है तो इट विल कॉज सीवियर पेन समटाइम. तो इसमें बेटर है कि अगर आपको एंडोमेट्रियोसिस है तो डॉक्टर से कंसल्ट करना होगा. टू डिजेनरेट दैट मेम्ब्रेन यू शुड हैव टेक सम मेडिसिन आल्सो. तो वो डिपेंड करता है कि कितना अमाउंट ऑफ मेम्ब्रेन है, कितना ब्लड कलेक्टेड है. तो उसके हिसाब से तो प्रॉपर डॉक्टर मतलब मेडिकल ट्रीटमेंट इसमें आपको लेना पड़ेगा. कोई घरेलू दवाइयां काम नहीं करेंगी या कोई ऐसी चीजें काम नहीं करेंगी. And PCOD, I think I have already told you कि PCOD is a polycystic ovarian syndrome. As Debangana told, every month one egg release from the ovary, but sometimes like 3-4 eggs start increasing their size to come to the surface, too big to get released, but only single egg become so perfect to get out of the ovary. If the hormones are not appropriate to increase the to reach the appropriate size or to the appropriate surface, then क्या होता है कि बहुत सारे single egg surface के around अटैच हो जाते हैं, बट दे डोंट कम आउट बिकॉज उनका किसी का भी साइज इतना अप्रोप्रिएट नहीं होता कि वो बाहर निकल सके. तो बहुत सारे एग्स लाइक अगर एग का रप्चर होने का साइज है 18 to 24 mm, लेकिन कोई भी 18 तक पहुंचता ही नहीं है. इट रिमेन्स टू 12, 13, 14 mm के साइज पे आके द ग्रोथ बिकम्स स्टॉप. तो क्या होता है, बहुत सारे एग्स आपको जब ओवरी में अल्ट्रासाउंड करते हैं तो बहुत सारे एग ओवरी की सरफेस के पास में दिखाई देते हैं, विच फील्स लाइक अ स्मॉल सिस्ट इनसाइड द ओवरी. तो पॉली मतलब बहुत सारी मल्टीपल सिस्ट ओवरी के जो एग्स हैं जो पूरी तरह मैच्योर नहीं हुए हैं, वो लाइनिंग ऑफ ओवरी. तो पॉलीसिस्टिक ओवेरियन डिजीज, ओवरी के अंदर कुछ ऐसा हो गया कि बहुत सारी सिस्ट जैसा दिखाई देने लगता है, नेकलेस अपीयरेंस भी बोलते हैं इसको. तो इट मींस इट इज पीसीओडी. और क्योंकि अगर ओव्यूलेशन नहीं होगा, अगर कोई एक ओवा बाहर नहीं निकले, कोई एक ओवम बाहर नहीं निकलेगा, तो हार्मोन्स चेंज नहीं होते. एक फेज होता है हार्मोन का बिफोर ओव्यूलेशन, एक फेज होता है आफ्टर ओव्यूलेशन. बिकॉज ओव्यूलेशन नहीं हो रहा तो वो बिफोर ओव्यूलेशन वाला फेज बहुत प्रोलॉन्ग हो जाता है, समटाइम्स 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 4 month. तो क्या होता है कि वो आफ्टर ओव्यूलेशन वाला फेज आ ही नहीं पाता और ब्रेक थ्रू ब्लीडिंग हो जाती है, मतलब एक ही हार्मोन ब्लीड कराता है. तो ये जो ब्लीडिंग होती है बहुत एबनॉर्मल होती है, कोई साइक्लिक नहीं होती, कोई टाइमिंग नहीं होता, बिकॉज इसका प्रोसेस ही चेंज हो गया है, पूरी इसकी फिजियोलॉजी चेंज हो गई है. तो इसकी वजह से बॉडी में बहुत सारे डिफरेंट चेंजेस होने लगते हैं, बहुत जैसे ओबेसिटी होने लगता है, क्योंकि एक हार्मोन इतना स्ट्रांगली बिहेव कर रहा है, दूसरे हार्मोन के लिए स्पेस ही नहीं है. तो कभी ओबेसिटी होने लगती है, फेशियल हेयर्स आने लगते हैं, एक्ने आने लगते हैं, बैक में, फेस पे बहुत सारे पिंपल्स आपको फील होने लगते हैं, लिथार्जिक होने लगता है, कभी कभी इसके साथ थायराइड भी एसोसिएट हो जाता है, हाइपोथायराइडिज्म हो जाता है, इनफर्टिलिटी होने के चांसेस रहते हैं क्योंकि ओवा ही नहीं रिलीज हो रहा है. तो बहुत सारी और लेटर ऑन इसमें बहुत सारी चीजें ऐड ऑन हो सकते हैं. बट ऐसा नहीं है कि सारे पीसीओडी को सब वहीं लैंड अप करेंगे. अगर स्ट्रेस कंट्रोल हो जाता है, बहुत सारी चीजें कंट्रोल हो जाती है, स्टार्टिंग में हार्मोन्स को बैलेंस कर दिया जाता है बाय गिविंग आउटसाइड हार्मोन्स, तो चीजें कंट्रोल हो जाती है. एनीथिंग एल्स यू वांट टू?
Is there any way to regulate endometriosis pain? So we have a question, I guess.
This question, endometriotic pain के लिए तो डॉक्टर से कंसल्ट करना पड़ेगा. You have to find out where is the endometric tissue is already there. तो जब तक वो endometric tissue जो है वो खत्म नहीं होगा तो पेन में रिलीफ मतलब बहुत सिम्टोमेटिक होगा, वो आपको डिजीज क्योर नहीं होगी आपकी.
So the next question is it okay to have cramps 3 to 4 days before the period date?
Yeah, it is already taken.
That's answer. I think the next is a lot of doctors prescribe oral contraceptives. What are the side effects of this medication?
Like oral contraceptive pills, हमें लगता है कि these are only the birth control pills, but we know 13 functions from the same pill. So ऐसा नहीं है कि अगर आप birth control pill ले रहे हो तो उसको किस पर्पस के लिए यूज किया जा रहा है, that is important. It may be used for to regularize the period, it may use to for the withdrawal bleeding, it may use for to delay the period. बहुत सारे like it may be used for PCOD, it may be used for endometriosis, बहुत सारे uses होते हैं. फॉर इसके। तो आप इसका एक रूल है कि 6 मंथ से ज्यादा कभी भी इसको कंटिन्यूअस मत लीजिए। यू शुड हैव अ ब्रेक आफ्टर टेकिंग 6 मंथ। लोग क्या करते हैं, डॉक्टर ने प्रिस्क्राइब किया और वो उसको लेते रहते हैं महीनों सालों और पता नहीं कितने साल। 6 मंथ के बाद 3 मंथ का एटलीस्ट एक ब्रेक होना चाहिए, उसके बाद दोबारा रीस्टार्ट कर सकते हैं विद द कंसेंट ऑफ द डॉक्टर, बिकॉज इट मे हर्ट योर लिवर, it may hurt your liver, it may cause jaundice to some people, it may cause cholesterol the derange function of the cholesterol। तो इसमें थोड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम है, तो इसलिए कोशिश करना है कि डू नॉट कंटिन्यू इट फॉर मोर देन 6 मंथ विदाउट द एडवाइस ऑफ द डॉक्टर। किसी ने पूछा कि क्रिम्सन 35 she was taking for PCOD for like 6 months, should I continue it again? Crimson 35, yes, you can take it for 6 months and then have a break for, you can have a break for 3 to 6 months, then you can again start it for PCOD. It is the only treatment we have. We can have like if we know the other cause of PCOD like hormones, so we can change to the Crimson 35 is to regularize the cycle, but it is not the only tablet you can take. You can consult to the doctor. If she find out what is the problem, why is there PCOD, then we can treat it symptomatically also. Not all the time we should regularize the cycle. There are some other methods also to regularize the cycle. So it's not necessary that you have to take every time Crimson 35.
So we have again a question that how would it affect if the person has both fatty liver and PCOD?
What is the question? How will it affect if person has both fatty liver and PCOD? That was I was telling fatty liver is nothing to do. Fatty liver is not a problem at all. तो आप अपना थोड़ा सा डाइट में कोलेस्ट्रॉल या फैट को मैनेज कर ले। PCOD की वजह से फैट एक्यूमुलेशन थोड़ा ज्यादा होता है। इट मे कॉज फैट एक्यूमुलेशन, इट मे कॉज ओबेसिटी। तो अगर PCOD ट्रीट हो जाता है तो अपने आप से बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम चीजें ठीक हो जाती हैं। इसके लिए कोई अगर अलग से यू डोंट नीड टू टेक अनदर ट्रीटमेंट फॉर फैटी लिवर।
Any other questions? Any other questions? Any doubts?
अगर आपको लगता है you are satisfied with my answer, you can just give me thumbs up. I will be happy to know
Yes.
you are satisfied with your answer. Thank you. If you have any other question, or you can give the feedback by unmuting yourself, it will be great.
Yes. Hopefully give me some feedback.
Happy
Show
to.
me some love.
You can unmute yourself now.
Yes, please. Show me your faces, guys, everyone, if you guys are okay.
Please show your face.
Good evening, ma'am. I have taken your all the sessions and it was very informative. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I am glad you liked it. Anybody else would like to share any feedback?
Thank you so much, ma'am. I had attended your 2 sessions.
Thank you.
Smita, if you want to say something in Assami.